Why, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate such a warm welcome on this Wednesday. I want to say welcome to the Voice Over the Day audio podcast. We are the podcast with an eye on the culture, and we discuss relevant issues, trending topics, and we do thorough investigative journalism. I'm your host, D. Foster III, CEO and president of Wake Up Global Networks International. And I want to say thank you for being a part. Listen, you know the spiel at the beginning: like, share, follow. I want you to hit it up in your contacts and let your people know we're going to have a very vital discussion on this very warm Wednesday. Listen, before we get started on the content for today, just want to ask, have you seen the Voice Over Now podcast uploaded every Friday? Listen, I'm going to go into part 3 on Friday. We've been digging deep, talking about the denunciation of the Divine Nine. Nah, not on my watch. And I give the proof up in the booth. You can watch the replay. Shout out to all the replays. I want to say right here on WPB Media Networks, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, if you feel generous, we do this without any advertisement, no promotionals. But listen, we do want to up level our content and our presentation. And so if you feel generous, you can send it to a tax deductible donation to Wake Up Global Networks Incorporated, and you can do so by our Zelle or by our PayPal, WAKEUPP03 at gmail.com, WAKEUPP03 at gmail.com. Wait a minute, I got to do this again for my boy. Hold up. You said, what was that for? That was for the big homie, Kendrick Lamar. Oh, wow. I got to talk about it. I got to talk about the title of this conversation is My Thoughts on Pop Out. Did you hear? I mean, how did you not hear about the big event that happened on Juneteenth in California, Compton, with Kendrick Lamar? And I'm talking, listen, I got to dissect this thing. I got to dissect it because my point today is everything that concert is a benchmark of what the kingdom should be. Yeah, exactly. Kendrick could be my pastor. Kendrick was a unifier. Kendrick wasn't intimidated about the talent that came on the stage. Matter of fact, I may call him Bishop Lamar. No, not that Lamar. Bishop Kendrick, Apostle. No, I'm going to take him up. Apostle Kendrick Lamar was everything. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the concert. It was so much. But of course, you know, this past Wednesday, I think it was, last Wednesday with Juneteenth, and the Compton, California rapper Kendrick Lamar did a concert, which was interesting. It was it was simply supposed to be, I thought, and I think everybody else thought, right? This is going to be a total disconcert. A total disconcert, as you know, him and Drake. Shout out to Drake, biggest rapper out there. I mean, now, is he the most influential? No, not in my opinion. But you got to give him his props. He's the biggest, got the most hits out there, right? But anyway, on Juneteenth, it was in Compton, where I think Kendrick is from, where Nipsey was from. Did a concert, the Pop Out, Ken and Friends, right? I think it was at the Kia, at the Forum, and it was sold out. This gives me so many paradigms. This gives me so many allegories, so many topics I could go off into. Number one, as I have been saying, the leadership paradigm in this country has changed. This is leadership. You said, who is Kendrick leading? Well, leadership is nothing more, nothing less but influence. This brother got influence, and I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. And I'm still holding forth. This brother did what every pastor, every spiritual leader, especially every imam, every priest should attempt to do. Number one over everything is bring unity. I'm going to tell you this right now. This would not have happened if it was a church event. No, sir. No, ma'am. But anyway, it featured 16,000 fans. 16. Who can unify 16,000 people at a sold out concert? And here, check this out. Check this out. It was streamed live. That's why I was able to catch it on Amazon Prime. And Kendrick got in my opinion, Kendrick got what we call momentum. Now, after the concert, I hope he rides the wave because the wave is there. I mean, Kendrick has been around for a while. We would hear of him. I mean, he was flowing with Dr. Dre, but he wasn't like out in front of your face like Drake has been. But since the Kendrick and the Drake beef, then Kendrick's name has been popping up, and he did the diss track, They Not Like Us, in I think the Grams. And so he's been over the last few months, what I call building momentum. I think the concert was the tipping point. What Kendrick has to do at this point, and I'm sure he's very brilliant and has brilliant people around him, he must ride the wave. In other words, there is a crescendo that has been created around Kendrick. And he has to step into his next moment because everything was building up, all of the diss tracks, to what we call, and I'm breaking it down here, a defining moment. Everybody will have a defining moment. But the reason most people don't have continued success is because a lot of people don't know what to do with their matter of fact, they don't even know that they're having a defining moment. And then if they do, perhaps they don't know what to do to walk in or step into that defining moment, which must happen to continue the momentum. Anyway, this is the paradigm. Ain't no church the paradigm. This here, and it's got so many angles to it, and I'm not gonna have time to discuss them all today. But so many more thousands watched it through stream. Now, here's the second point I want to make. In my opinion, this dude shared his stage with, I think the first hour was nothing but LA artists. He brought artists who we hear of, right? Like Tommy the Clown, Tyler the Creator, J-Rock. I thought that was me. How did I do take my name J-Rock? But anyway, he teaches us another lesson. He learns to share his platform. He's not intimidated, bishop, apostles, pastors, most evangelists, trying to hover a platform thinking that somebody else's brilliance is going to block your shine. Now, I'm not trying to preach. I'm trying to show you how Pop-Out was historic and the lessons I saw, because I'm always looking at things from a spiritual perspective. Pop-Out was brilliant. Dude shared the platform with, first of all, his homies in LA, right? And then, watch this, the next thing. He unified those who were at the opposite end of the field. Now, we ain't never seen that in church, because if you're not charismatic, or if you don't believe this, if you don't believe that, then you can't come on are you word of faith? Do you speak in tongues? No, he brought, this is why I know this is the leader. Drake may be the biggest thing in hip hop, but I can't say Drake is the leader relative to influence, maybe in music, no, but even in maybe songs produced, but even in lyrics and in styles and in man, Kendrick is a big homie, is a bad dude. That's all I can say. And I've never, like I said before, I've never been a Kendrick Lamar fan, never followed him, never disliked him, just never was attracted to his music, right? And it's not so much that I'm a lover in his music. Even now, I'm a lover of what he did. I'm a lover of his unique genius and his unselfishness. And now that's one thing that I have to give him that I don't give Drake. Kendrick has always, in my opinion, been low-key humble, right? Not with a low self-esteem, but I never heard Kendrick do a lot of bragging, right? We know Drake can brag. That's just his nature. And that says something about Kendrick, where you have this worldwide event, sold out event, but you're going to bring your people who you grew up with, your hometown people. We got a lot we can learn from this. If you're listening and you're in some kind of leadership, you need to just watch the dynamics of Pop Out. I don't mean you may not like the music, that's fine, but you need to sit there and watch this apostle, yes, I'm going to call Kendrick Lamar, move in such a way that he creates momentum for the city. He brings the city together. Ain't nobody left out. And then how many times you see Russell Westbrook anywhere? I mean, to be honest, dude walks across the stage. What a moment. And I could go into so many of these moments, but that's what leadership is all about. If you're going to do rap, this is what it should produce. And in my opinion, dude has changed the game. I think, in my opinion, this beef between Drake and I was telling somebody yesterday, if you look at it from a survival position, the rap game needed that to survive. In the words of Nas, hip hop was dead. I think that one of the good things, and I'm not for the toxicity and for all the division, et cetera, but I think one of the positives that came out of this, it revived the game. And I feel as though that it'll live, but it'll live with a different kind of flavor. It'll live with a different kind of vigor. And I think Kendrick Lamar has risen to, I don't think he planned on it, but he's now the leader of the game. I mean, everybody is not a bridge builder. It takes a special gift and a special humility to be a bridge builder and to have other people that are just as talented, hint, hint, on the stage, on your stage, and you give them the liberty of creative ability without being intimidated, and then embrace them. And then you got thousands of people in this historic photo. And you don't see Kendrick photo bombing, trying to say, oh, look, this me. No. When you look at that photo, and I think it'll go down in infamy. I think it will forever, and it'll mark a historic change. I think also, this is just my opinion as I close, but I'm not finished with this because there's so many lessons I saw in here. So many things that I think that we as spiritual leaders should be imitating, and we fell short. So God raises up another system to show us what he's looking for. It doesn't matter how anointed or how big your church are. If you can't unify, if you can't bring people together, if you spend more time with schisms and divisions and jealousies and all that kind of stuff, then what you say, we don't care. We could care less, dude. We could care less. Wah, right? But Kendrick unifies. Kendrick brings opposite sides to the table. Kindred brings out the biggest stars, but he brings out the unnoticed and unrecognized talent and gives them opportunity to shine. That is leadership. Big Homie a leader. Drake can't compare to his leadership. Drake got the songs, Drake got the streams, but Drake don't have the influence. Say what you want. Matter of fact, I think Drake really pretty much rolling solo now for the most part. Maybe Mob Ties, but for the most part, solo. Kendrick is well respected enough. I mean, people we haven't heard of in years. Dr. Dre was there. And it was like you could sense the energy through the screen of unity. Wasn't nobody fake, wasn't nobody doing it for the cameras. And the audience was on steroids. Especially every time he did They Not Like Us. And I think he did that 3 or 4 times, right? And halted at A minor. But you don't have to like the music. It was the dynamics of what we should be as God representatives. That is the best of God that we have seen, or I have seen, and I have witnessed in many years. Because everything else is divisive, everything else is division, everything else is separation, everything else is me, not you, that kind of thing, even in the church. And I think God raised up this, just my opinion, this platform to say, see, since you won't do it, I'll get somebody else to do it. And I don't believe no bishop in California could have did that. I don't believe. And they got some very powerful, brilliant, anointed bishops. Could have brought 10, 15, 16,000 people in one setting. I doubt it. And offered their platform to various leaders, even not of their persuasion. I doubt it. Matter of fact, there ain't no doubt. I promise you, it wouldn't have happened. And not take 20 offerings. This was sold out event. Sold out. So people buy tickets when they're really interested in something. There's a lot we can learn. There's a lot I learned. All right, I want you to hit me up for the Voice Over Now podcast this coming Friday, especially if you are a member of the Divine Nine. You want to be interested in what we're talking about. I want to say thank you. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you check out the pop-up. That's just my opinion. Leave your comments in the comment section. I want to hear from you. You can email me at thevoiceovertheglobe@gmail.com. Thevoiceovertheglobe@gmail.com. Until the next Voice Over Now. Remember, you have a voice. Keep using it. I got to go off with an applaud for Big Homie Kendrick Lamar.